House Speaker John Boehner and Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid both called Friday's fiscal cliff meeting with President Obama and the White House economic team constructive. Speaker Boehner noted that he had introduced a framework for tax reform, adding that tax increases might be accepted if accompanied by serious spending cuts. President Obama is in Asia this week. Members of his senior team will continue talks with leaders of Congress. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi urged lawmakers to set a deadline before Christmas to resolve the dilemma, emphasizing the need to send a message of confidence to consumers and the markets in the coming weeks. Friday, the Wall Street Journal published reports of advanced talks at the White House about a deal to postpone January's planned $100 billion in spending cuts for 6 to 12 months, while smaller and more targeted cuts in tax increases are made in the interim.
Speaking of storms, did Sandy have an effect? The storm may have had an effect. The Commerce Department noted a 0.3 overall drop in retail sales for October, with core retail sales down about 0.1%. This follows a revised 1.3% gain for September and a 1% advance in August.
Consumer prices ticked up but 0.1% last month compared to 0.6% in September. Wholesale inflation lessened for the first time in 5 months in October. The Producer Price Index retreated 0.2% after rising just over 1% in the prior month. Annual consumer inflation was running at just over 2% in October.
Yet another negative week in the market. The Dow lost about 1.8% last week, while the NASDAQ and S&P respectively lost about 1.8% and about 1.5%. On Friday, the Dow closed in at 12,588, the NASDAQ at 2853, and the S&P at 1359. COMEX gold settled in Friday at $17.12 an ounce, and the IBEX crude ended the week at just $86 a barrel.
Today, the National Association of Realtors report on existing home sales is released.
And tomorrow, data on the October housing starts, along with Federal Chairman Ben Bernanke speaks at the Economic Club of New York.
November's final University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey arrives on Wednesday, and so do the latest initial jobless claims figures.
Thursday, Thanksgiving. The markets are closed.
That's right. Happy Thanksgiving. Friday, the markets will be open, but the New York Stock Exchange will be closing for business at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's what we're looking at this week. My name is Eric Hagan.
And I'm Greg Petrie.
We'll keep our finger on the pulse of the economy and report back to you next Monday.
We're wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. Check with us then. Please feel free to subscribe.